Most creators are using DreamAI the wrong way. They pick a random model, burn credits, and then wonder why the image didn't match the job. In this video, I'm going to show you the best DreamAI models inside MyDesigns that I would actually use, and exactly what each one is best for. So let's get started. I'm now over on MyDesigns homepage. I'm logged into my account. All I'm going to do is navigate to this left panel of options here, and I'm going to select DreamAI. So if you're coming into DreamAI and going to the model here and then just selecting a random model, you're probably making this a little bit harder than it needs to be. The truth is, DreamAI isn't just one generator. Different models are better for different use cases. Some are better for SVG style graphics. Some are better for seamless patterns. More recently, there's actually some that can generate images with a transparent background. And then obviously there's going to be some that are better for like high quality print on demand art. So I'm going to break down the best models that I think matter the most for MyDesigns users. I'll show you what each one is best at and help you know exactly which one to use depending on what you're trying to create. Now, before we actually dive into each individual model and what they're best for, I want to actually just go over the UI of this DreamAI page so you kind of understand it. So first of all, we have mode at the top here. It's set to text to image. What that means is we're basically going to input some text here in this box, and it's going to generate an image based off that. We do have a few different options. There's image to image remix, where you would drop in an image, explain how you want it to change it, and then it'll give you an image based on that. And then there's just image to image edit image. So you're basically giving it an image for inspiration and then giving it instructions as well. It's kind of similar to remix, but a little bit different. Now we're going to be focusing on text to image here. And the first model that we're going to go over is actually going to be Recraft. But I do also want to point out this is where you'll see all of our models. You will see a recommended by a lot of these names. That means we do recommend those over other models. If you scroll down a bit, you'll see Legacy by some of these. These are ones that I would not use. And the reason being is all of these ones that are recommended are updated or newer versions, which means they produce better images and they also cost less typically in terms of credits. So I would definitely recommend sticking with these top ones that are recommended. And then once again, for this first one, we're going to go over Recraft. We're going to use version 3. Typically, I would use the newest version, but we don't have the style built into version 4 yet. We're going to get that added, but for this case, I'm just going to use this one. Now, there isn't always going to be a style option, but if the model has it, it will be here on this drop down. Next, we'll see here, this is the amount of images that we want to generate based on this prompt. I typically always do at least 2, but most of the time I'm up to 4. You'll see the credits that it's taking to generate these images changes based on the amount. Obviously, if we're generating more images, it's going to cost more credits. The reason I like to personally do 4, as you can see for this example, I just like to have a few different options and choose the best one. And next you'll see here, this is the aspect ratio of the image that you're actually generating. If you don't know what to do here, I typically would just go with 1:1, as it's easier to adjust it to fit your product or whatever you're building this for. If you're doing it for t-shirts or hoodies or something like that, you may want to do something like a 3:4 aspect ratio. Now these last couple options, we have one called parallel prompts. If I turn this on, basically what it's going to do is now allow me to generate multiple sets of images at a time. And all I have to do is basically put one line break in between my, my prompt like that. And I will show an example of this as soon as we start actually generating the images. Now, there's also an option to generate a prompt based on your image. So basically, you would upload an image and then you would get a prompt. It would describe the image for you. You can also scale your prompt. So you can select this, give it some instructions, and it will take this prompt you have in this box and scale it to multiple different things. One example of that would be, let's say we were generating a floral pattern that was seamless. We could have it scale it to a bunch of different types of flowers or plants. That's just one example, and I will show this as well. Now, the last thing I want to touch base on here is you can actually set this as Dream as public. So if you do this, it'll give you a 10% discount on all of your image generations. And what it will also do is allow other users and other people to see what you've generated. So essentially it makes it public instead of private. If you leave this off, you'll be the only one that can see the images you generate. If you turn this on, you'll be able to see all of the images here on this page. As you can see, here's a few examples of what our other users have been creating, but they will show up here. So if you don't want your images public, don't select that. But if you don't mind and you want them to be a bit cheaper, go ahead and select that. All right, now that we're done covering the basics for this DreamAI page, let's dive into some of the fun stuff where we're actually generating some images. Now, like I said, we're going to start with Recraft version 3. And I'm actually going to select one of these different styles here. For this first example, I'm going to show you what I talked about just a moment ago. We're going to scale some seamless patterns of floral design. So I'm going to select Illustration Seamless, and it's saying it's a PNG, so this is going to generate as a PNG image. And then I'm going to just take some of these prompts that I've generated ahead of time, and I'm going to paste them into this box. So I'm simply going to select all of this text, paste over it, and then I want to show you what this looks like. So I'll read one out here: a seamless SVG style vector pattern featuring elegant roses and rose leaves evenly repeated across the composition. So one thing I've noticed right out the gate is this says SVG style, but we're generating a PNG. So we really don't, I mean, we could still do it. It's going to generate as a PNG, but I'll just go ahead and remove that. And so we'll just say a seamless vector pattern. Anyways, you can go ahead and read the rest of that if you want to pause the video. But I want to point out next, this is where the line break is. So you'll see we have parallel prompts on. That means it's going to generate one set of designs. It's going to be one set of 4 images for this one, and then this next one is going to be a whole new set of 4 different images. So I think we're doing about a total of 5 different prompts, and you'll see now it's going to take 27 credits as we're generating quite a bit more. But I'm going to hit Start Dreaming, and I will show you what those look like in just a moment. Alright, so those are now done, and it only took about 30 seconds to generate all of those images for every single prompt. So let's just go over them really quickly. One thing I do want to point out is I did leave this at a 3:4 aspect ratio. Typically when I'm generating a seamless pattern, I would do 1:1. But I want to point that out. As you can see, the top, the bottom, and side to side, it's perfectly seamless for these images. Some of the best use cases for things like this would be tumbler wraps. They're great for seamless patterns. Blankets. There's lots of other use cases as well. But this is how you can easily generate beautiful seamless patterns. So let's just scroll through the rest of these. Looks like there's one that created some flowers with actual smiley faces on them. This was the original first prompt we had with the roses, it looks like. And then there's another one here as well. So once again, this is great for seamless patterns, Recraft version 3 and 4. But there's also another thing that Recraft is really good for. So I'm just going to select this style here. Now, a lot of people use just small little elements for things. You know, what if you're building your own image, you know, piecing together certain things? What if you're just selling SVGs as an SVG? Recraft allows you to generate those like true SVGs, so you don't have to change anything. They'll scale perfectly up or down without losing any quality. So I'm going to select this option here, Lino Cut, and you see SVG in parentheses. And you want to make sure if you're generating an SVG that you do select one of those options. Now I do have some more prompts over here. I'm going to just simply copy them and paste. These are a few prompts to just generate some heart elements. So if I want to, I will read one of these really quick. A simple, clean SVG style vector illustration of a heart, perfectly symmetrical, smooth curves, center composition, bold, crisp outlines. I don't need to keep reading that. But basically, you could think of any shape you want here. Really, there's so many other use cases as well. Basically, any graphic that you want as an SVG you could generate with a simple prompt. So I'm going to hit Start Dreaming. You'll see it's a little bit more expensive to generate SVGs, and that's how most models are going to be. But I'll go ahead and hit Start Dreaming, and then we'll show you what these look like in a moment as well. So as you can see, we have these simple, clean styles of hearts, and it looks like some of these prompts have actually like built-in patterns inside the hearts. If you wanted it more simple, you know, maybe just a black outline heart, you could easily do that too. but I just wanted to show you a few examples. You'll see also at the bottom left corner, it says it's an SVG. So those are ready to be used. You can easily change the color from black to any color you want. That's one of the best things about SVGs. Now the next model I'd like to showcase is Ideogram version 3. And this model is best for things like text, quote graphics, and typography heavy concepts. So once again, I'm just going to copy and paste some prompts I have over here, and then I'm going to select Ideogram version 3 here. Now see, there is a style option here. I'm just going to leave mine on auto, so it's going to just basically select whatever one it feels is best. And transparent backgrounds is new to Ideogram. Typically I have used a different model, and I'll show you that one later, for transparent backgrounds. We're going to leave parallel prompts on once again, and then I'm just going to paste these prompts in here. This is only 3 different ones, but I'm going to go ahead and start dreaming and show you what those images look like. Alrighty, and those ones only took about 5 seconds to finish all of them. So you can see there's one here that says Wild Heart Wanderer. Simple design, great with text though. Little graphics as well, like these flowers on it are awesome. You see another one says Sunshine State of Mind with kind of that retro sunset, which I think is great. You'll also see this one says Land of the Free. I like a few of these. You know, there's a few like maybe this one and this one here I probably wouldn't use, but that is partly why I said I always generate, you know, 4 images, because it just gives me a few more options. The next model we're going to take a look at is GPT Image 1.5, and this one is best for things like transparent backgrounds, isolated elements, and clip art style images. So now we're just going to scroll down and select GPT Image 1.5. Make sure you turn on transparent background if you don't want it to have a background. And then I'm going to copy paste again some of these prompts from the other screen, which are just similar to some of the prompts I've already used, but now we're just looking at them in different models. So I did generate a few of these off camera, but I'm going to go ahead and just hit start dreaming and generate a few more images, and then we'll take a look at those. Alright, those images are done generating. As you can see, the most we can generate with GPT Image 1.5 is 2 images at a time. But you can see it does look like it has a white background, but that's actually not the case. So I want to just show you a few of these other ones just so you can see. And then I'm going to scroll up, and I'm actually going to select one of these. Well, we'll clear them all first. Select this one, and then I'm going to save to listings. I'm going to just leave everything as is and do save to listings. We'll actually change this to mockup 1 and then store the image. Now I'm going to jump back over to the listings here, and you can see our image is here. I'll just drag it over here, but if I select it, now you can see it has that transparent background. So it appears that it's white or black or whatever on DreamAI, but once you download the image or you actually start using the image, it does have that true transparent background. I've saved my favorite model for last, and that model is Nano Banana. Now we do have a few different Nano Bananas. Obviously I like to use Pro, but I don't always have to, as it's a little bit more expensive because it gives me the ability to generate high quality images. So I'm going to select Nano Banana Pro here. We're going to be generating 4 images, but I do want to point out on this specific model, you'll see resolution here. 4K is what I have it set to. So what this means is it's going to generate this image in 4K. I'm not going to have to upscale this image. It's essentially going to be ready for print on demand, other than the fact that I need to remove the background as they don't have a transparent background option yet. So I'm going to go ahead once again and just copy paste some image gen prompts over here. I'm going to show you 2 use cases with Nano Banana Pro as well. But the first one, we're going to turn parallel prompts back on, and we'll also dream as public. I'm going to paste this in here, and then we're going to click start dreaming. You can see the credits are significantly higher because when we're generating in 4K, it's going to obviously cost more because the resources it takes to generate those images goes up by quite a bit. But if you are someone who wants to generate images that are just ready for print on demand, this is the perfect model to use. All right, those images are now done generating, so we'll just go ahead and go over them. This is the design that says I'm not for everyone. Made in America here, Saved by Grace and Country Music, another one of these dad tax ones, and then No Excuses, Just Results, a simple text design. Obviously you could use a different model for something like this one, but it does a great job for pretty much every use case that I've had for it. Now, one thing I want to point out as well, let's say we like one of these images, maybe we like this Made in America one, we want to use it. We can simply save it to a listing by clicking here, or we can download the image directly to our computer by clicking download as direct. Now, another thing that Nano Banana Pro is great at is actually generating mockups for your images, and more specifically mockups that include elements that are related to whatever you're selling. So I'm going to copy paste a few prompts once again, and these are going to generate mockups that have actual elements related to softball, tennis, and golf. So I'm going to go ahead and click Start Dreaming, and then I'll show you what these look like. All right, those are now done generating, and I just want to point out how amazing these actually came out. You can see it included just a few elements, so you see the golf clubs and the golf ball. The shirt themselves also look great. And then you can see this one has the softball as well as a bat up in the corner. And then you have the tennis racket and a tennis ball as well as the tennis skirt on this specific mockup. So you can see Nano Banana does a great job for generating things like mockups as well. That's it. Those are the DreamAI models that I would personally recommend that you start with. Each one has its own strengths. And once you know what each one is best at, creating inside of MyDesigns becomes a whole lot easier and a whole lot more efficient.